Most people think success is all about hustling and discipline. And of course, those things will get you into the top 10%. But to get in the top 1%, you need a different strategy. I was a troubled teenager doing and selling drugs. Today, I'm a multi-millionaire founder and chairman who's created billions in value for companies around the world. And I didn't get there by putting in more hours. Instead, I used a few simple systems that did the hard work for me. Rather than give you motivational fluff that doesn't last, I'm going to give you the 6 systems that really work to do the hard things that you know you must do. So the first and most important thing is to do the hard thing first. If you did nothing else, and if you literally shut off this video right now and only did this one thing, your life would transform. There's a saying out there that I've heard that's take a simple idea and take it seriously. This is one of those things. Simple idea, take it seriously. Do the hard thing first. Every single day. There's a few reasons. First off, for most of us, we can control those first couple hours in our day better than we can control any other time the rest of our days. Now, sure, if you've got kids and you've got obligations, you may still have to get up a couple hours early, but you can still, at some point, you get up early enough, there's not going to be anybody around. That may mean you have to go to sleep earlier. That's your life to manage. But if you can control those first couple hours of the day and use those to do the hardest thing on your list first, the thing that provides you the most resistance, the thing that you know is the most important thing for you to do that you least want to do. This is going to change over time. For some people, if they're 50 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, that hard thing may be working out. And so they may need to, very first thing in the morning, get up, go to the gym, get up, go work out. That may be the thing that they need to do first. For me, because I've built this pattern, which is a big part of why you want to do the hard thing first, is not only can you just control that first part of your day and your willpower is the highest, but it actually trains you to like this thing. I worked with a coach for 4 years, and one of the things that he taught me at first I didn't understand was we can change our likes and dislikes. For some people, at first, they may hate working out. They do it enough times, they get the endorphins flowing, they see the results afterwards. They're basically building this pattern of doing this thing, getting a reward, doing this thing, getting a reward, doing this thing, getting a reward, and eventually that changes your likes. And so by doing this hard thing first, you can actually turn this thing you don't like to do into something you do like to do because you get a reward right after. So what I recommend doing is after doing that hard thing, do the thing that you like to do. If you like to read, if you like to talk with a family member, if you like to work out, do that thing as the reward right after the hard thing you know you need to do and you must do and is most likely going to move your life forward. If you follow that process every single day and forget the rest of your day, it doesn't even matter. If you follow that process every single day for the rest of your life, you're going to have an amazing life. So do the hard thing first every single day, whether it's in business or personal life, any area, because it all ends up blending together. Next is to batch cognitively similar tasks. And so we are not good at task switching, at context switching. If you force yourself to go, I know if you probably experienced this in your own life, if you're really focused on something, somebody interrupts you with something that's not that important or you feel is not that important or doesn't need to be discussed right then, it's very annoying. It almost like hurts your brain. But if you're sitting there and you're messing around and you're just, cleaning the kitchen or doing something light, that's not stressing you out cognitively, and that same person brings that same thing, it can be a fun conversation. It's because we're not good at this sort of task switching. And so the way to get the most done is to batch cognitively similar tasks. And so I've started dividing my schedule into creator days. So these are days where I'm recording videos like this, I'm writing content, I'm creating material that's going to go out in the world. So writing, recording, shooting, those sort of things. Do all that stuff together. Then I have other days, which are my what I call admin or management days. So these are where I lump all of my meetings. I try to lump them all into Thursdays. Wednesday is kind of my overflow days. So those are literally the only 2 days a week where I allow myself to have meetings unless it's absolutely necessary, unless it's some sort of emergency. I batch all of those into those 2 days. And then I also put all of my things that I want to do. If I want to go to the cleaners or I need to go to an appointment or get a haircut or whatever, I put it on those 2 days also. So I'm just kind of running around taking care of all those little things that I need to do, paying bills, any of those sort of administrative tasks, meetings and administrative tasks, I lump them all together. To me, those are all cognitively similar. I'm shuffling stuff around, just getting stuff done, not really having to focus. So those are all happening on a couple days. Then the only other kind of day I really have is a sort of review and analysis day. This blends in a little bit into the content creation, but review and analysis. So I'm reviewing videos people have already edited that I need to kind of go through. I'm analyzing written content that other people have sent me. I'm analyzing stuff from some of our clients that we're working with, landing pages from my businesses. So I kind of have 3 different buckets: creation, analysis, and management. And that works for me. For you, you'll need to determine what are your own cognitively similar activities that you can lump together. And that's going to take a lot of stress off you mentally, because if what I was trying to do is mix all that stuff together, I was like, okay, this feels really important, so I'm going to do this right now. I need to write this newsletter. Then there's this meeting that needs to happen, or this person that needs a response from me. So I'm going to do all that right now. And I'm just trying to manage things by priorities instead of by how similar those activities are. And it does not work. So batch cognitively similar tasks. Next is to create your cave or place to focus. And so I discovered this in college when I found out there was this 9th floor of the library where it was completely quiet. You literally were not allowed to talk. All of a sudden, my grades shot through the roof when I started spending a couple hours there every single night. I would set a timer for 50 minutes, work intensely. Then I would take a break for 10 minutes, walk around, listen to some music, and repeat that 3 or 4 times. Then all of a sudden, I was getting straight A's and everything. Nothing else had changed, even though I was the busiest I'd ever been in college with schoolwork, internships, business plan team, all of that sort of stuff. So I try to apply that now as well. So I literally have, my wife and I have kind of negotiated that this is a cool thing to do, is I literally have a little red sign that says, please do not disturb. And so I keep that on the back of my door, but then there's those few times when I really need to focus, like I'm trying to write something or create something and I cannot be interrupted. I'll put that sign on the front of the door and shut my office door. And she knows, or anybody else that's in the house knows, like, don't bother me during that time period. But I don't abuse this. I don't just keep it on there all the time so I can sort of stay in my room. I put it on there when it's absolutely necessary. And that system works for me. Yours may be a coffee shop. It could be somewhere in your house. That's up to you. But create a place where you can completely focus. This is a huge advantage in life. Most people can't focus for more than 5 minutes because they're playing around on their phones or social media or 52 browser tabs, or now chatting with an AI tool. But if you have a way where you have built the discipline of being able to completely focus for ideally 2 or 3 hours per day, every single day, you're going to leap ahead of 99% of the people that you compete with. Next up is a decision journal. A lot of people will make decisions and they don't ever review what happened. And they don't especially ever review what they thought was going to happen as compared to what actually happened. So I noticed I started feeling a lot wiser, making a lot better decisions when I started documenting them. So I literally started a Google Doc, just says decision journal, and I would say date, here's the decision. And then I would write down the context. And so I read, probably 10 different books on decision making. So I kind of created my own template, but I'll give you the 30-second sort of version. So I basically say, here's the context, here's the background story on this decision, and then here's what I think is going to happen. And then here are some options that I've considered. Here's what's going to happen if I don't get this outcome I'm after, because we tend to be overly optimistic about what's going to happen. If I don't achieve what I think I'm going to, here's how I'm going to change my actions. Here are the decision points, and here are the different paths I'll take based on what actually happens. And then here's a review date. Then I'll literally go put a date in my calendar, and I'll say review decision number 27 or decision from this date. And I'll link to that part of the Google Doc. And then when that day comes out, I will go review that decision and see what actually happened based on that decision in the real world, given enough time for whatever it was to happen. And then how does that compare to what I predicted was going to happen? That changed a lot for me. I started making a lot better decisions and started calibrating my predictions a lot better. And some of these things were like buying a new house or moving to a new city, some big decisions like that, or they were specific investments, or they were me either taking back over as CEO or firing myself as CEO, joining different business partnerships. I try to document the big decisions and then go back and review what actually happened. If I would have done this starting when I was like 19 years old, I would have avoided so many mistakes and got smarter a lot faster. This is a tool that costs nothing. It's 100% for free. It doesn't even take that much time, and you can implement right now. Next is a 2-week time audit. I literally just got off of doing one of these. The reason I did one now is because I've started doing more content production. So I sort of build my life with these businesses that kind of run themselves. I'm not CEO of any of them, but I own large chunks of all these different businesses. They all pay me money. Life is good, but I was also kind of bored. I felt like I wasn't really impacting anybody. And a big part of me, what matters most to me in life, is to share this stuff that I've learned to help other people. And so then I decided to hire a coach, and I've started creating a lot more content for YouTube and X and that sort of thing, and the new email newsletter. And it started getting kind of overwhelming because I'm doing all this stuff at once. And then I'm like, I need to sort of see if what I'm doing is actually producing the results that I want. And it's the kind of life that I want to live. So I did what I call a 2-week time audit, where I create a Google Sheet that literally has, here's the day, here's the date, here's the start time, end time, and the activity. And then I log every single thing I do every single day, every minute of the day for 2 weeks. And so I'll literally put, I slept, I got up, I walked our dog, I made breakfast, I worked on this, I did this thing with the family. Every single activity is documented on there for 2 weeks. I find 2 weeks is about enough. Any more, it's kind of overkill. Any less, you may not get a full cycle because you could be on a vacation or something. So do this for 2 normal weeks and then analyze and see, is how you're actually spending your time how you want to be spending your time. Because for me, for example, I want to be spending a lot of my time learning. I want to be sharing what I've learned to impact other people. I want to manage my businesses so that they keep moving forward. And then I want to have fun. I want to do the hobbies I like to do. I want to spend time with friends and family and go on adventures. So those are the kind of broad categories of what I want to be doing. But then what I've noticed by documenting this stuff in a time audit is that I'm spending a lot of time sort of shuffling around, a lot of time just on the computer, quote unquote working, but really just wasting time. And that's not good for me. And so I've started adjusting how I work based on that time audit. It's kind of like people that are overweight. I hate to say it, but a lot of people that are overweight, it's if you had them and they're like, oh, I don't eat that much. But I've seen these people. I've got friends that, have big love handles and stuff. And they're like, oh, I don't really eat that bad. We're on vacation together. What are they doing? They're having like 3 drinks every night. They're eating tons of calories. They're ordering more room service when they get back to their hotel room. They're like, oh, no, it's just because I'm on vacation. It's kind of bullshit. It's like, that's how they do it all the time. Otherwise, they wouldn't have that extra weight around them for 99% of cases. Sure, there's 1%, they have some issue, health issue, whatever. But most people from what I've seen is if you were to have them document every single thing that goes in their mouth for 2 weeks, you'd find the truth and you'd find the problem. But nobody wants to do that because nobody wants to actually face the truth. You should absolutely do it if you want to move your life forward. If you really care about succeeding, be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Look at the facts. Don't hide from them. If you say you want to be out there doing these big things, impacting the world, making a lot of money, improving your health, but just spending, 7 hours a day watching YouTube videos or watching Netflix, then there's got to be a change there. Either realize that what you're doing is what you're doing and it's not going to get you anywhere, or change something. The solution isn't to hide from this forever. That's absolutely insane. So face the facts, do a 2-week time on it. It's like a health tracking. It's like a diet tracking for your schedule and for your own level of success. Lastly, remove to improve. This kind of plays into everything that we've discussed so far, but it's, to me, a master skill because everyone out there is always wanting to get you to add something. In most cases, because they're financially motivated to do so. Nobody's really financially motivated to tell you to do less because it doesn't make them any money. People make money when you do more. When you buy, even if it's like a minimalism thing, it's like the way they make money is either buying their book or buying some little, containers you can put in your house that are better for minimalism or some minimalist sort of aesthetic brand or furniture or clothing or whatever. It's all adding something. Nobody makes any money by telling you to get rid of stuff. But that is so important. What I've noticed is a lot of times in life, the solution to solving a problem is not to add, it's to remove. For example, I did a whole bunch of vertical jump training when I was like 25 years old, caused some knee problems for me. I tried all these different things. I literally have this list of like 50 modalities. I put every injection in there, tried every workout program, saw every specialist. You know what made one of the biggest differences for me? Reducing the number of starchy carbs that I ate. It didn't require adding anything, didn't require any extra time. It just required some discipline to not eat, pizza and spaghetti and hamburgers and all that sort of stuff. It costs nothing. It takes no extra time. It's just removing something. And a lot of times with people's businesses is that they'll either be pursuing too many businesses at the same time that they have to run. If you have other people running them, it's a different story. But if they have to run them, you can only do so much, or they'll have too many products or too many sales channels or too many brands. And the best way for them to move forward faster is typically to get rid of some of that stuff. I was coaching two brothers recently that have exited a business in the past. Now they want to build a new business even bigger. They had two brands, one in a space that they didn't understand at all, another in a space that had already picked up a lot of traction. All signs pointed to success. My advice, get rid of that other business. You don't understand this space. At some point, maybe you can circle back on it. But this other one could be a big business, multi-8-figure business, easily if you just focus your time and attention there. So that was my advice. Get rid of this other thing. And almost always when I talk with an entrepreneur who's struggling or feels kind of stuck, it's because they need to remove something that's kind of holding them back so they can double down on what matters. Now that you know how to build systems to achieve any level of wealth and success that you want, watch this video to discover the exact sales system you need to build massive businesses this year.